Ric Flair might be the nature boy. Woo! But maybe he should surround himself with nature and not people when he goes out in public, and that way he might not make an ass of himself every single time. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and surprise, surprise, Ric Flair is creating headlines. This time for getting kicked out of a restaurant. It feels like you could just do like random word generator with Ric Flair for every time he's making the headlines, every time he embarrasses himself, and just see what selection you get this time, because we've seen so many stories, so many events with Ric Flair where he's in the news, where he's making headlines, where he's making a fool out of himself, and now we have this latest one where he was, I guess, bullying some worker at a restaurant, offering £1,000, $1,000 tips to tell people to kiss his ass. I mean, no wonder this guy's bankrupt. No wonder this guy is financially fucked when he's dishing out £1,000 just to give somebody an insult. I mean, what a moron. Now, there is video footage, and I will show you in a little second here, but Ric Flair did tweet the following about why he got thrown out of the restaurant. Whether you want to believe this or not, it's up to you, but here, if they gave out world titles for every time you lied, then Ric Flair would probably be a 16-time million world champion. Anyway, this is what Flair said on Twitter. He says, quote, "I spent $1,500 at Pianzo's to be disrespected more than I have ever been in my entire life. After taking 20 pictures with customers and staff, I was asked to leave because of an issue I had with the kitchen manager taking too long in the bathroom. I would highly recommend that anyone who wants to enjoy a relaxing time in Gainesville at a nice restaurant to never visit this place." Woo! End of quote. So, Ric Flair saying that he's got disrespected more than he ever did in his entire life. Really? Ric Flair, you're fucking old. I mean, you're like 100 years old. I mean, you've been probably disrespected a lot, and who knows? A lot of those times, maybe you deserve to be disrespected because you were being disrespectful in the first place. But I highly doubt that his incident, his experience at this restaurant at that time, is the most disrespectful thing that he's ever had happen to him. Because you'll see in the video footage, the employee seems to be handling the situation well. He's been respectful of Flair, despite Flair not being respectful of him. So I don't agree with that. Flair says the issue was because the kitchen manager was taking too long in the bathroom. Was the kitchen manager taking too long in the bathroom? We don't know. If they were, could there be a reason for that? We don't know. But what we do know is that Ric Flair seems to be an absolute prick, and he gets worse with age. So, I mean, take that from what you will. But the manager, or the owner, should I say, co-owner of the restaurant, did respond to this, and he says, quote, "We have reviewed video of the incident that took place recently at our restaurant. It is clear our team worked in a professional manner to ensure the safety of guests and staff. We have thanked our team for their professionalism. We are proud of how they responded to this situation, using and displaying our team values." End of quote. So the owner here is saying that the team worked professionally to ensure the safety of guests and staff. So, I mean, that sounds like Ric Flair. You know, Ric Flair says he was being disrespected. I'm pretty sure Ric Flair was probably the one that was being disrespectful. But we'll see. We'll look at the video, and then we will try and come to a conclusion.
Yeah, good. Well, I didn't do anything wrong, except spend money and put this place over and bring my family and friends here. That is bad for you.
Why would it be bad for me?
Well, watch social media tomorrow.
I don't follow social media.
Well, you better.
I don't get stuck on my phone.
What's your name, nut job? Nicholas what?
Hold on.
Nicholas Dickhead.
You don't have to call me like that, sir.
Don't ever talk.
You don't have to call me like that, sir.
You don't have to do this to me. You're humiliating me and my family.
I'm not humiliating you.
I didn't do one thing wrong. I walked into the bathroom.
And you cussed at my kitchen manager.
Oh, you're a kid high cost. Really? What world do you live in?
The same world you
What
live in.
world? How did I cost him? Did I touch him?
Cuss him. You said cuss word.
I never said a cuss word. You know, is that his word against yours? I didn't say one cuss word.
Okay.
God. No, ma'am, I'm gonna give you $1,000 tip just to say to him, kiss my ass. If you walk outside here,
You don't have to be disrespectful to me. So we're being
I
disrespectful
know
to you.
you're disrespecting me,
How am I disrespectful?
telling me to leave.
I'm not telling you to leave. We're just telling you that you're cut off.
Oh, I'm cut off and I'm not really.
Yes, sir. It don't matter if you're famous or not. It's the
Here,
same experience.
ma'am, please give yourself $1,000 tip. $1,000 tip. This guy and I are so cool. She and I are cool, and along comes dipshit.
You don't have to call me like that.
I said it.
I never did.
I'll say it again. You're a dipshit.
You have to get out of here right now.
Oh, I'm leaving. Trust me.
Thank God.
I won't come back again.
Thank God.
Come outside here and talk to me like a man.
I'm not going to do that because I'm on the clock.
You push you are. You're on the pussy clock.
You go outside if you want.
I was gonna stop.
Hey, you want to go out and talk with me in the park? Because I don't work here. I don't give a shit. We'll talk to you. That's not doing anything.
What's that?
You heard me.
What's that?
Please stop, okay?
What did you say to me? What did you say to me? Oh, I dropped my whole family here.
I need one of those little bar straws for next week.
Do you know how many?
Just one.
Just one?
I'm not mad. I have no reason to be mad.
Alright, so there is so much stuff to talk about. First of all, Ric Flair he's in this little wrestling bubble. He's saying, I ain't done nothing wrong except spend money and put this place over. He thinks he's a fucking wrestler. He thinks he's putting somebody over in the main event. He's giving them the victory. Like, I don't get that. Then Ric Flair says, kind of like, not a threat, but, you know, he could be insinuating, oh, wait till you see what happens on social media. This is bad for you. This is bad for you. And then the guy's like, you know what? Why is it bad for me? I don't even have social media. Flair then asks him what his name is. Nicholas what? Nicholas Dickhead. The worker's respectful. Ric Flair says he was disrespected, but the worker says, you don't have to call me like that, sir. Honestly, so where's the disrespect here? Flair then says he didn't do one thing wrong. He said he walked into the bathroom. The worker then accuses him of cursing at the kitchen manager. And then Flair says, what world are you living in? Did I touch him? So Ric Flair, I don't know, I guess he's saying you can do whatever you want unless you don't touch people. I mean, this is the guy that had multiple stories about him on that plane ride for hell. So Ric Flair, yeah, he probably thinks unless you beat the shit out of someone, you can't do no wrong. Ric Flair then continues to say he didn't say any cuss words. Then he says to the woman, ma'am, I'm going to give you $1,000 tip just to go and say to him, kiss my ass. And then the worker again says, you don't have to be disrespectful, sir. So, I mean, again, Ric Flair offering $1,000 tips here just to give somebody $1,000 so they can turn around and say to this person, kiss my ass. I mean, really, Ric Flair, what are you doing here? The worker says, it doesn't matter if you're paying or not, you can't do some of these things. But again, I guess Ric Flair thinks that because he has money, because he is spending cash, then he's entitled to do whatever he wants. Doesn't work that way. He then calls him a dipshit a couple of times. The guy gets asked to go outside. Ric Flair says, come on outside here and talk to me like a man. The worker says, I'm not going to do that because I'm on the clock. Till Ric Flair replies, yeah, you are the pussy clock. And it's like, what the fuck? What kind of insult is that? And then we get some guy here. So some guy turns around and he says to Ric Flair, I'm not on the clock, I don't work here, why don't me and you go outside? And Ric Flair just stares at the guy and he's like, what did you say? What? What do you say to me? And then the guy kind of just bottles it. So originally I think Flair might have bottled it. I don't think Flair wanted any piece of this guy because, I mean, it's a no-win situation for this guy. What if he does go outside and Ric Flair throws a punch at him and this guy hits him back? He's essentially beating up some drunk old man, you know, so it's a no-win situation for this guy. But he offered Flair to go outside, and then when Flair starts speaking to him, the guy starts piping down. The guy starts going all quiet. But at the same time, I think it's Flair tactics. I mean, he's asking the guy, "What did you say to me?" The likelihood is he probably heard him. I can't imagine Ric Flair didn't hear him say, "Let's go outside." So I don't think this guy actually wanted any piece of this. Ric Flair probably didn't want any piece of it either. The whole thing's just embarrassing. Ric Flair says he was never more disrespected in his life than he was in this restaurant. Really? Where's the disrespect? Everything on camera here, everything on video is Ric Flair calling this guy a pussy, calling this guy a dickhead, calling this guy a dipshit. There's one guy being disrespectful here, and it's fucking Ric Flair. You know, the guy's an embarrassment, man. How many ex-wives does he even have at this point? Maybe there's a reason why no woman can stick him. Maybe there's a reason why nobody wants to be with him. But anyway, there you go, guys. Ric Flair embarrassing himself, and this is probably why he can't get time on TV. It's sad, because he is one of the best, I think, when it comes to promos, when it comes to professional wrestling. He is up there. You know, he's going to be... He's not Mount Rushmore in my opinion, but he's up there. You know, he's a GOAT for sure. And if he wasn't an arsehole, then he would probably be around in some capacity, maybe even in WWE. But when he gets on like this, and you look at the product that WWE currently have, can you trust this guy to go out with a live mic? Absolutely not. So, yeah, I mean, Ric Flair's his own downfall. Whatever, he can claim he was disrespected here. There was one guy being disrespectful, and it was the Nature Boy. Aye, so there you go, guys. Woo, I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.